It's okay if I ask questions?
Mm-hmm.
That sometimes I may know the answers to, but...
That's okay.
Like, why is the artwork important?
Oh. I don't know. Why is the music important? I mean, it's important because, hopefully, it's a visual representation of some aspect of the song. I mean, that's the way I see artwork. I think it's boring to just have black text and white background and the titles of the songs. I mean, you could just go onto the internet and get that. So, the idea here was to make, make each page an extra added bonus visual statement about the song. And some of them are just funny, like this one. And some of them have little clues about the songs. That's my favorite artwork is artwork that I'll grab a couple of my favorites. My favorite artwork is this is one of my favorite albums, and I think the artwork is brilliant. It creates a mood for the music. It makes a world. And look how simple. There's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Like, no text. It's just this. This is Neutral Milk Hotel. And then it continues, right? This is just really simple. And the name of the album is The Airplane Over the Sea. So this is this airplane that's made out of a phonograph. And then you pull out the insert. And this is one of those annoying things I was telling you about. It's just start to finish text.
Mm-hmm.
All the lyrics of the songs. So you've got to read it. They managed to fit all the lyrics into a teeny area. But just the whole package has this timeless quality. And the artwork is so great. That this little piece of paper is its own piece of art. You could frame that and put it on a wall.
Mm.
That's the way I wanted to feel about this.
And do you think people are going to feel that way about this?
I hope so. I'd like to think so. I think, it's been compromised every step of the way because I keep having to redo this shit because of the size, but I think, I think it's fun to be able to feel like you're getting an extra piece of the artist when you open the booklet and are reading the lyrics. You're not just reading the lyrics, you're getting an extra part of the song. And it's important. It's also, there's a lot of things. This whole style, this whole, cut and paste teenage fanzine kind of style is, it's the punk side of the punk cabaret band, if you know what I mean. And I like that there's a juxtaposition because the actual digipack, meaning the outside of the album. This is the booklet that's inserted into the digipack, which are these cardboard CD cases that don't use plastic. The outside is all really fucking slick. Like, it's, very classy and snazzy, and the photographs look really professional, and everything's very, very well done, and it looks very old-fashioned. And this looks like what it is. It looks like I sat in my bedroom all night and taped these things together. And that's another, little microcosm of the music. There's this side of it that's sort of classy and loungy cabaret, and then there's this part of it that's just like, this sort of this like impulsive bullshit just being thrown out, which is what this is. So that's what I like about the name of the band too. It sort of has those two sides in it. There's this idea of like there's this one that I just redid actually. Where'd it go? There's a couple images that work with the name of the band really well, like this one. Like, it doesn't get more obvious than that. It's just this juxtaposition of destruction, you know, and the firebombing, and the just the total instant mindless destruction of all this beauty. And the dolls, which are just like this little innocent plaything, this delicate little thing that knows nothing of war and destruction and, you know, just childhood, just stuck right on top of each other, just stuck together. And I don't have it up here, but one of the panels of the digipack, like the actual CD, is the same sort of thing. It's a collage that a friend of mine did, and it's just it's a scene like this, just a bombed out building, and then he has photoshopped in to the foreground this, and it's all in black and white, so it looks very believable. Just a picture from what looks like a 50s school reader of a little girl putting a doll into a dollhouse. But the shape of the dollhouse, because the dollhouse is open, is the same shape as this building that's been destroyed. And it's really beautiful. Just thinking about this. This is such a typical, artist's conundrum. You know, like if you, when do you call a piece of artwork done? You know?
Is it ever done?
Well, yeah, when this goes to the printer, it's fucking done. You know? And, here we go. This is the solution. Here. It's just thinking about, you know, visual artists, like a painter, or something more obvious. I don't know what something more obvious would be, but some sort of situation where you call the work finished, and then someone says, you know, you're going to be showing this like at the Tate Gallery. Are you sure you don't want to just change a couple things? You know, we'll send you the painting back for revisions for 2 weeks, and you just go out of your mind saying, but it's done. You know, but it could be more perfect.
Yeah.
You know, and in this, which is like a study in planned imperfection, it's even worse. Because the more you work on it, the more it looks like you worked on it. And it's not like I've spent tons of fucking time on this, but the whole point of this was to just do something fun and simple, you know, which has now turned into all this work.
measuring it to make sure it fits in.
Yeah.
And is it working out the way you thought it would?
Yeah. I mean, this whole resizing has taken me an hour. Not so bad. This is okay. I miss doing this kind of stuff. When I was a teenager, this is how I spent a lot of my time, because I made my own fanzine. And so I used to think I was fucking so cool. I had, I'll show you some of them actually. I have some in the other room because my parents are cleaning out their house because they're selling it. And I had, bags and bags of back issues of my zine hanging out in their attic. But this was it. This was how I did it. It was all cut and paste, Xerox stuff. I'll show you a copy.
So did you give it away, sell it?
I gave it away. I tried selling it at one point, but I think I mostly just gave it away. I'll show you. Find a place in my life for shit like this. I don't have one. Oh, this isn't even them. This is just, these are just extra pages, but like that was a cover, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just all, it's another page. It was just all, collage stuff and poetry that my friends had written. And ads cut out from magazines and doctored, stuff like that. And each one was usually about like 12 or 15 pages or something.
There's so much detail and work.
Yeah. It's fun. That was my idea of fun. Was staying up all night and pasting that shit together. I didn't have many friends. I mean, I never did it with friends. I always just did it alone. That was very much like what I was like. I would just get these ideas and I would just go do them. And I was jealous of people who had all these friends that they did their projects with, And now I do. I mean, now I've got Brian and things are different, but this to me is just like, this is just like being in high school, sitting up all night till 4 a.m. doing this shit. That's kind of why I like it. I mean, that's kind of why I like the look of it. It's because I wrote some of these songs back then. I wrote, let's see, this one I wrote when I was 15. And that, I kind of like the fact that it's 15-year-old artwork. It's like this is the artwork of a 15-year-old. And
And the
It's
song
kinda fun.
is a song of what age?
How old did I write it? How old was I? I wrote it when I was 15 years old. And
Is it really a 15-year-old's song?
well, the narrator of the song is sort of a song about a very little girl. A little girl, a little girl having her childhood taken away. Or not taken away, that's the wrong way to put it. A little girl sort of deliberately manipulating the loss of her own childhood.
Oh.
I was good at that. I'm still doing it.
Manipulating what?
Oh, I don't know, manipulating my own innocence and my own. It's so funny. I mean, now you get to these points in your life where you're all of a sudden very naive again because you've entered some new world. Like it just got to this point where I feel like I'd actually grown up, and now, I'm 27, and all of a sudden I'm thrust into the music business, and I'm like an embryo, and I know nothing. And everyone just sees you as this fucking kid, this stupid kid who doesn't know shit about anything. And I'm sure that just happens again and again. I mean, unless you play it safe and just do what you know all the time, and stay with people who already know what you know. And how do we even get off on that? But yeah, I mean, I guess the point I was trying to make is that I like the fact that this artwork is very much me. If I had spent a year painting a panel for each song and making it absolutely beautiful and balanced and perfect, it wouldn't have had anything to do with me. It would have been so out of character for me to actually be disciplined and spend time to do something perfect like that it would have been a fucking lie. This is honest. Me redoing this at the last minute and the fucking tape showing and all the bullshit, and that's honest. That's my life. I mean, you see it. It's like a direct reflection of what the inside of my bedroom looks like. What are you smiling at? I'm done. I should go.
So you're happy?
No, of course not. Okay. No, I'm pretty happy. I wish that this project were over. I really...
This portion of it, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, on Sunday, I went to bed thinking, thank God, tomorrow morning this is going to be gone to the printer so that I can have my life back and my brain back.
And it's Wednesday.
And it's Wednesday, and it's not at the printer, and it may not even be at the printer tomorrow. And I can accept that. My album is still going to do really well, even though it's not going to get any press because it's so late. Yeah, this record will have taken us a year from start to finish. From the time we went into the studio to the time we actually sell the disc to its first customer in Boston will be just over a year.
Well, in a way, that's not bad.
That's pretty fucking painful.
For you.
Well, there's certainly a lot of anticipation. I'd say that we're just on the threshold of burning people out. We were writing letters to our mailing list and our fans as the process was going on, as we were recording. And we came back from New York and we wrote to our, this list of 1,000 people who read our emails, and we wrote, the album's finished recording. It's going to be out in the spring. And everyone was like, oh, we have to wait till the spring. And we said, no, there's all good reasons why you have to wait till the spring. And then when we found out that the album wasn't going to be released until the fall, we just didn't tell anyone because we didn't want to deal with the... People were they were sort of jokingly angry that they had to wait until the spring to hear these songs that they've been hearing for us play live for 2 years, 3 years, some of them. It's just like, give us a fucking break. Just put the record out. How important are you? That's how I would feel. But, on the other hand, we also have lots of new fans who are just discovering us a month ago. So, from their perspective, they're only waiting 3 months for the album, not 2 years and 3 months. Which is fine.
The new fans because of the your
Still-
win?
And all the press attention, and we've done... I mean, our fan base in the past 6 months has tripled.
Wow.
So, or more. I mean, it's increased by tenfold, which is great. And all of the press and all of the attention and all of the best ofs and, you know, prizes and recognition that we're getting will hopefully just, the timing will be just right, and we'll put this out and people will be really curious to see what we sound like and see what the buzz is about.
Kind of like the people who will see Boston Magazine and the best of.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's a pity that we don't have a record in stores right now, because a lot of people would be buying it. But, you know, it's another couple of months. In the grand scheme of things. Doesn't matter.